apparently Goody is co-casting with Mori today. So I imagine a lot of that stream is like, why is ThorZain not playing mech? Why is this not an 80-minute game? I didn't know you could play Terran any other way. But no, I love Goody. He's a really good player. I'm glad to see he's casting. That's pretty cool. But guys, let's get into this. This is the new series, the round 3, if you will, a brand new best of 5. And spawning here in the upper right corner of the map, it's our red Terran player playing for EG, no longer Lady Call, ThorZain.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, as our blue Zerg player, the German hero from Team Liquid, we have TLO.
The little one. One of the best Zerg. You know, he is one of the other breakout Zerg players. I know I was talking about Snoot during the break, but like TLO is this player who I think during Wings of Liberty, people couldn't give too much of a care about him. But he's, well, first off, to me, one of the first players who started actually using Swarm hosts versus Terran versus Protoss. He was the one to take that plunge into Heart of the Swarm and adapt to the new game style that came out with it. And in doing so, we've seen him take a huge leap over a lot of other players, not just in the European scene, but in general.
Yeah, he's been doing so fantastic lately, just continuously refining his abilities. And man, I gotta say, just like I did in the last one, I have autographs for both of these players now as well. I'm so happy about that.
You're making me so jealous today, bragging about all these autographs you have. I have none.
I got them because I just decided one time last MLG Columbus, I'm just like, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go. And I got so many autographs and it was awesome.
Apparently my mic was crackling. Is that fixed, guys? I just tried muting it and unmuting it.
Oh, interesting. I didn't hear that, but it sounded good to me.
Oh, I don't know. Apparently it happened. I got like, I immediately got like 3 tweets about it, and it's like Skype messages like, yo, fix your microphone. So, all right, it's good. See, this is why we have you guys watching us, the community, to help moderate our own stream for us, to make sure we know what we're doing.
Because really, we're just winging it completely. Nah, but yeah.
No, but yeah. Okay, so ZVT, let's break this down. First off, guys, you probably, I'm sure everybody's so sick of Rifkin saying how excited he is, but I love TVZ. This is my #1 favorite matchup in Heart of the Swarm right now. And, you know, some people get a little bored of the Biomine versus Mutalisk Banelings, all that good stuff, but the reality is there's so much action that happens. Like, once the action begins, it almost doesn't stop in this matchup. There's not a whole lot of reeling back, recollecting your forces, maxing out. It's constantly this almost tug-of-war effect. And on Neoplanet S, a map with only 2 real attack paths, both players can really take advantage of this map.
Yeah, definitely. And this is another one of those matchups that I really like for the same reasons, but I also love it because the micro that you have to see these players do, the stutter stepping of the Marines, the great surrounds from the Zerg players, the constant moving back and forth, it's just so amazing to see.
Yeah, everyone kind of harkens on this map. It's like, this map is a difficult map to take a third base on. I half agree with that. Like, it's not difficult to take that third base. It's difficult to maintain that third base on this map, though. And for TLO especially, he has to spread a lot of creep just to connect either of these third bases to his... Ooh, sorry, camera spaz there. Either of these third bases to his natural. So it's not always a fun time. And a Terran player, of course, you know, if ThorZain gets desperate, throws down that planetary fortress that is so cool and unbreakable.
Yeah, there's so many different things that can be done. And like you were saying, this map is really hard to maintain that third base. To me, it reminded me a lot of Zelnagi Caverns. Now, that was a terrible map back in the original days of StarCraft 2, but it's the same kind of thing. Like, you could get 2 bases really easily. The third base was just a pain to take, but even more so, it was just a huge pain to maintain. Pain to maintain.
Pain train, chugga chugga whoop whoop. But anyways, Rifkin's weird shenanigans aside, we have the Hellions coming out of ThorZain here, and again with the Banshee follow-up to this. This is really cool. Now, for those who don't know, oh, actually not gonna be a Banshee, hold the phone, we actually have an Armory coming out. For those who don't know, the Hellbat quote-unquote nerf did go live, and let me explain to you real quick before Hellbats get on the field what that means. So beforehand, like a week ago, Hellbats had 18 native damage with an additional plus 12 versus light, so a total of 30 damage versus light units. Now they only have that 18. There is no longer a bonus versus light unless you upgrade the Blue Flame, aka
Inferno Pre-Igniter.
Yeah, whatever the hell the original terms is, but they gain it. If you research Blue Flame, you're strong. Your Hellions are just as strong as they once were. But Hellbats are a little harder to use now because you can't just drop them and forget about them. They still do the same amount of damage to Roaches, Queens, and all the other units, but they no longer pretty much fry the drones alive in one volley.
But it's still so cool to see them get dropped. I mean, it's still a terrifying thing. I think it's been ingrained in all of us.
Damage.
Yeah, it's been ingrained with us. I'm like, oh my god, Hellbats in my mineral line. I've literally just lost this game. And maybe that's not necessarily the case. They still do so much damage, and this splash is insane.
Well, what I find... Well, what's
just...
Sorry, continue throughout. I was just.
Well, I was gonna say it's just still terrifying to see personally. Like no matter what, it's always a terrifying reality.
Well, one of the things I was going to say here, for the Hellbats, TLO is also, I was talking about he does a lot of firsts, and he was also one of the first Zerg players who started constantly having one Spore Crawler, one Spine Crawler in his mineral lines to deal with those drops. Curiously enough, though, we don't see him doing that, and I'm wondering if this is the expectation of the fact that the Hellbat drops they're not as deadly as they were.
Yeah, that's definitely true. All right, well, we do have the medevac moving out right now. We do have 2 Hellbats sitting inside of them. And for our Terran, we can see, you know, he's researching Stim right now. He's getting another 2 Hellbats. Will we see... no, he's just going to continue to make them on the reactor on the factory. And, of course, he can't upgrade to the Infernal Pre-Igniter unless he also has a factory with that tech lab. So it's really, really hard to maintain the same kind of damage that they did before because now you have to have so much more.
Yeah, and with these queens here, I mean, they'll pick off the 3 queens will pick off a medevac just as good as a Spore Crawler, I guess. Immediately sending ThorZain packing.
Yeah, he was just like, nope, not dealing with that. Queen's pretty scary, man.
Yeah, of course, the key thing for these drops, whether it was before or whether it's still now, the Hellbats are the throwaway units. You don't care if you lose the Hellbats, they're just a mineral investment. The medevac is so important to keep alive. So a really smart choice from ThorZain, I feel, to hold up, reel back, and wait until he's got more units to attack forward with. And it looks like instead of going for drops, he's actually going to do a bit of a push here. And this could be a very strong push at this third base. There's not a lot of roaches here.
Yo, there's definitely not. There is still a little bit here. We can see now the medefacts there. There's 4 Hellbats in this as well. The Widow Mines are going to be doing so much damage. What does TLO have to detect those right now? It doesn't look like there's anything.
Well, you know, the Widow Mines aren't necessarily that scary versus roaches, though. Roaches can take a hit. They're one of the few ground units in the game that can actually take a hit from Widow Mine and walk away to see another day. It's the Marauders that are, I don't know, if microed correctly, I feel that ThorZain should be able to snipe the space, and he really should do it without too much opposition. All the queens now pulled at this point. Hellbat's going down. There's just not enough roaches here, I feel, to really contend with this.
Well, it is doing some pretty good damage. We do see that ThorZain is forcing himself to pull back. Drone's being pulled right now.
ThorZain actually lost one of those medevacs before the Hellbats unloaded on that. That is really unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we can see, you know, he did still do quite a lot of damage. If you look at the drones at that third base, a lot of them are in very low health. And he's killed a total of 8 drones so far in this game. But I was definitely expecting that to be just a little bit more effective than it was. Oh, that Widow Mine does get a free Baneling.
Yeah, this is, man, ThorZain, like, the thing is, this army's not very big, but neither is TLO's. Now that he's got the Banelings coming in, he can start contending with this, but without Banelings, sorry, I'm trying to fight a yawn there. Without Banelings, you can't actually contend too well, or you can contend well with the Hellbats. They do the bonus damage versus light, and Hellbats, I don't know, man, like, they look a lot stronger than they are, but Banelings still turn them to green goo just like anything else.
Yeah, they explode so quickly. All right, let's take a look. And we see right now TLO, he's at 103 supplies versus the 93 of ThorZain. ThorZain's looking for a place to engage. He does have those medevacs at the bottom side of the map right now, 2 Hellbats inside of them, looking for a place to drop. I don't think TLO is going to be caught off guard by this. TLO has got such great vision of the map. He always knows what's going on. As you can see, a couple of those Zerglings already being pulled to go to that main to defend against this.
Yeah, like, I tried to point this out there with the mouse there. We've got a ninja base coming on TLO. Now, it's not really a ninja base in the sense that he doesn't expect it to be seen, but ThorZain has no reason to scout up there anytime soon. That's not even a typical medevac path, so he should be able to get away with his 4th base for quite some time. Ooh,
yeah,
big
definitely.
spot on those Zerglings. And I'll actually pick off the Hellbat there. Not too shabby. Now, Roach is going to push up here. Sadly, there's always a wall, but not quite just yet, so it's going to take this fight in the middle. And
wow, this actually makes so much damage right now to ThorZain. ThorZain's losing a lot in the middle of the map, and TLO is just looking like a powerhouse right now.
Well, the scary thing for TLO, though, is he is upgrading the melee. He's going very heavy on the Zerglings. There's a lot of Hellbats still on the field. He can't just flood in with Lings. If he does it, he'll lose a lot of them. All
right, here we go. An engagement's going to be going towards ThorZain's 3rd base right now. Roach is here. Some of the SCVs have to be pulled here to try to, you know, just absorb some of the Roach damage.
TLO is just swarming in, though, man. Look at the reinforcements coming across the field. Those Banelings going off on most of the Hellbats. Marauders, though, still stand. They are tanky as hell.
Yeah, this has actually done quite a lot of damage. He's even picked off the 2 supply depots here towards his 3rd base, killed off a lot of the resupplying army of ThorZain, and not only that, SCV count. He has killed 19 SCVs in just that short little battle.
Yeah, I mean, that looked really grim there for ThorZain, but he's got that tech advantage, or not, sorry, not even advantage. He's pretty much staying on par with the tech of TLO here, but TLO, like most Zerg players, will get stuck on layer tech if he's not careful. We do have the Infestation pick coming out, and I would love to see him go straight through to that Hive. Because I feel there's a lot of Zerg players, they take that pressure in the mid game, and they get stuck on that layer tech. We've seen it before. Like Hyun is probably the most notorious guy for that, best Zerg player, but like still gets stuck on layer tech more than anybody else.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can see ThorZain finally did scout this top left base. I mean, the base didn't really get too effective. It's just finished up now. But now he realizes, okay, TLO's on 4 bases.
Oh my god. Talix, look at the Widowmine. I'm sorry, look at the Widowmine here that just popped off. It's still got 28 kills that has not been cleaned up yet.
Oh my god, wow. No, I completely forgot. I figured that would have been cleaned up a long time ago.
I assumed it would have been killed by now, right? Like,
Hero Widowmine right there. There it goes.
Oh.
That Widowmine still gets an award somewhere.
It gets a Baneling with its own death, too. Something that there was no reason to waste on that. It's a minor victory, but still that Widowmine with what is effectively 29 kills. 28 plus the 1 Baneling.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. A big engagement's about to start right now. ThorZain's army is kind of split up right now. A lot of the Marines in the back. That is not where it needs to be. We have the Zerglings and the Roaches pushing in. The Banelings moving forward right now. Doing
Oh my god.
This Bio army. And oh my god, that was just a massacre right now. TLO just crushed that army. He's going to move up to this 3rd base.
Roaches don't have that high ground vision just yet. Try to snipe off that tank. It does go down, but look at this. For the Swarm, guys, this is how TLO plays. I would love if Nidus Swarm started popping up left and right, too, and just had, like, cinematic views, because he is rolling in hard here. And ThorZain is looking to go down in this first game of the day. He's still got a large army here. Don't count him out just yet, but this is looking really grim.
Yeah. All right, the Banelings moving forward, trying to do a lot of damage. A lot of SCVs just explode to that. The Roach is doing so much damage here on the ramp. There's a couple of Marines on the top, and the Hellmats with the Infernal Pre-Igniter cleaning up a whole lot of Zerglings.
Nice.
Is there enough?
They actually get a blue flame animation now. They did not have that before.
Yeah, that looks so cool.
Oh my god, TLO's contaminating the reinforcing buildings here, really cutting down, because he went for the reactor buildings as well. There's just no production here for ThorZain. He is holding strong, but man, TLO did so much damage with that attack. 33 SCVs remain. How many killed in total? 39, so more SCVs killed than are on the field right now. TLO looking to be in a very commanding position this game.
Yeah, the resupply right now, 20 Zerglings. There are so many Zerglings just flooding across the map. And you know what's great behind this? TLO has not forgotten to spread his creep. He's still spreading creep like a champion.
Yeah, I mean, he's even blocking off this other base here for ThorZain. There's just,
yeah,
it's looking, even in the middle, there's no reason, but why the hell not? In the middle of the map, we got creep going down. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Talix, TLO's been doing a lot of damage with not Ultralisks. As soon as you add Ultralisks to the mix, it becomes very scary.
Yeah, there is a drop here to the top left. ThorZain looking for some place where he can try to come back into this game. So many Zerglings fled in here. This, you know, it did some damage, but not as much as it needed to. ThorZain's gonna have to retreat. Seeing so many of those Zerglings right now. They're on the 2-2. They're getting the +3 attack right now, as well as the +3 armor. So they will become cracklings pretty soon, especially because, well, he's got to start researching adrenal glands.
Well,
soon,
I was gonna comment. A lot of players actually don't even go for adrenal glands anymore. And, oh, look at this sick move out of TLO. Brewing the Banelings. He knows that. Oh, he knows ThorZain's gonna come up the ramp here.
Oh.
And why the hell not? Because he's just flooding in anyways. Unloads, uploads, whatever you want to call that. The unburrow.
Yeah, there you go. He just the underground explosion, whatever you want to call that. Yeah.
Tank goes down. Zergling's still just swarming in here, guys. Good game is called, and game 1 is gonna go to TLO.
Wow, that was just absolutely sick. I definitely thought that game started off very, very, like, you know, head-to-head. It was really, really good. And then TLO just kind of just exploded out of nowhere and started destroying the attacks of ThorZain. He was able to deny so much. He was able to take expansions and keep them alive. And you know what? He was eventually able just to clean up house. Yep. That was so great played from TLO there. But ThorZain still did a fantastic job in that as well. You can't count that out.
No, you certainly cannot. Now I'm going to go update the between game score here with TLO. But guys, again, thanks for tuning in to